Here we are at long last, ready to bring you all the loser news and gossip you could possibly stand. Hello, folks. It is I, Kieroneus. With me is Man on the Couch.
Are we okay, finally?
Let's abandon pretenses. Let's get it right this time.
Okay.
What do you say? I got a novel idea. Let's do a podcast and do it right this time.
Oh my God! You actually put your headphones down. That means we actually sound.
We're
right.
good. We're good.
Oh Lord.
Praise Jesus.
But you want to know what? That just brings up, if you don't mind me hijacking for 5 seconds.
I'm waiting to hear what the difference is.
Well, you know.
What departure from the norm are we having here where you take over?
Okay, yeah, right. Sorry, folks. But, you want to know what? This is a perfect. You might think this is the worst start ever. I think this is perfect. Because this is just proven we have to get out with the old and in with the new.
Oh my God.
There we go. I mean, we still have some cracks on the TV, but you want to know what?
I love the cracks.
Yep, I think we're back, baby.
Oh, yeah. Back and better than ever.
Yep, alrighty.
We have so many things to get to today. I cannot believe that we've had such a hard time getting started. I mean, we've got Red Dead Redemption, Venom, the Solo movie, what I think of the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the answer of which might surprise you. All of that and more today on Kieroneus TV. I am hot damn, I'm so pumped for this.
I think you're just happy this is finally working.
Yeah, well, yeah, now that we finally got the wheels turning on this.
Man, I'm excited for it today.
Let's just jump into it, says every podcaster ever. Couchman, I know that you're excited for the upcoming Red Dead game, and I myself I'm not against it. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at that beautiful screen effect we got going on there.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
Brings you back to the glory days of television. Yeah, I certainly absolutely loved the Red Dead Redemption 2 game. I never got, by the way, never played the Zombie Nightmare thing.
What?
Yeah, no, never played it. Because, I didn't even actually get done with the whole game.
You've never finished Red Dead. Okay, where did you leave off on Red Dead Redemption?
The last thing I did, I was helping the Mexicans with their revolution, and I think all we had to do was follow the damn train, CJ. I think that's the very last Red Dead mission I did. I know. You can't see it, but the shock on his face is
You're you might be halfway through the game.
I was too busy enjoying the scenery and the horseback riding.
What stopped you?
Like I said, being a bounty hunter and all that. Well, eventually it got, because I had borrowed the game. I didn't actually own it. You got to remember, I was a poor kid. I didn't have any money. So whatever games I did, I either bought secondhand or just borrowed from a friend.
Right.
And Red Dead was no exception. But for as long as I had it, I played the hell out of just being a bounty hunter and just really getting into the cowboy experience.
Right. But, you've never finished Red Dead Redemption. Do you know how it ends?
I don't, and I don't want you to spoil it for me because I'm probably somehow going to play it again.
What are we doing? We have to do a playthrough on it. What the hell?
I guess so. I guess that's something we can do.
Oh, I want to wring your neck so bad. It is a bad for somebody you enjoy a good Western as much as I do.
Right. If it's any consolation, to you, Couchman, it's because I was enjoying the gameplay so much.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I was having such a good time that I got completely distracted that there was a story going on, which, by the way, I was also getting into.
I know, but it's just like one of those things. You sit there and you sacrifice your friendship with that person and you just steal that game. That's the right answer to that predicament, okay?
Please don't steal your friend's game.
Unless it's Red Dead freaking Redemption, okay? It goes down like this. It goes, majority of people's top fives goes something like, oh, the first Mario, the first Zelda, something not as good, and then it goes Red Dead freaking Redemption.
I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to say that it's to my everlasting shame that I never actually beat it.
I'm gonna let you just go on with your point because I know I disrupted you so hard there.
Actually, this was something you wanted to talk about, if I recall.
Oh yes, no, this is it's freaking Red Dead Redemption 2, people. We're finally getting it. Not only that, we have a release date.
For reals this time?
For realsies this time. And it's September.
September?
September of this year. Like, my nerdy life is going to go completely out the window. I'm probably going to get fired from all my jobs. It's going to be horrible. September, for me, it's the start of football. Red Dead Redemption 2 is out. Fantasy football is in full swing. Don't talk to me. I'm done. It's over. It's over. I will do KTV. That's about it. And I'll do KTV under a pure protest of me also playing the game. But
you'll get fired from every other job except for this one.
Yeah, right.
In which the only excuse, it's the only time where the excuse, this game came out and I got to finish playing it, is acceptable.
Yeah, right. But this is the thing, and we touched upon it here and there, and it's the dreaded. It's always
don't say
the
M word.
Yeah, it's always the dreaded M word. But you want to know what? Before I get into that, because there's definitely something I wanted to talk about. This is Rockstar, right? This is Rockstar's, like, besides Grand Theft Auto, which is, I think it's its own, like, magnum opus. This is the other child that they sit there and they make sure they get right. Red Dead Redemption was such a giant hit and everything else. I think this game, especially when it comes to somebody like you, where you are a first-person playing a single-player experience over multiplayer. And again, this is coming from a company that the last game they popped out was Grand Theft Auto 5. And that online mode is crazy and everything else. I think actually it just made its first $1 billion this year, which is nuts. That game is 4 years old and people are still buying it to this day. And with the rumors and possibilities, it's going to happen. The microtransactions and everything else, right? The dreaded M word. This is going to be my theory on it. Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode will not survive.
Really?
It will not survive because the reason, and this is why, the reason Grand Theft Auto has survived this long is because it's in modern day. You can do a million things. That's sports balls.
Answer your phone.
Yeah, no, physically, you physically can. You have a smartphone
Yeah.
in that game. So that's pretty funny. But there's literally a game mode where you transform from a car to a bike to a plane to everything else without loading screens or anything else. You just run through certain things and you'll transform. That can't happen in this in the Red Dead timeline.
Oh, hang on a second.
Because what are you gonna do?
The modders say, "Hold my beer."
Okay, but this is the thing. This is how holy this game is. Modders have not gotten their hands on Red Dead Redemption yet because it has not been let out for PC. It is it truly is, and I love the word magnum opus. It truly is a magnum opus.
Well, yeah.
Don't give me
I
yeah.
was along the lines of legacy.
Yeah, I like
It's
that.
definitely their legacy. When you think Rockstar, you think Grand Theft Auto.
You think Grand Theft Auto?
To be frank with you, I don't really personally care if it's got the dreaded M word.
Yeah, right.
As long as it doesn't encumber my ability to play the core game,
Right.
so long as I can get from the beginning to the end without hitting a paywall. Mm-hmm. So long as the microtransactions only govern things like different character skins, downloadable weapon types, just DLC, but like smaller.
Right.
So long as that's the only thing I'm paying for, then whatever. Because like I don't have to buy that. Nobody's forcing me to buy it in order to enjoy the game. Mm-hmm. Because like I'd be the king of all hypocrites if I came down on that when I do that currently in Fallout 4.
Right.
Like I just recently bought the Slocum's Joe DLC.
What?
Yeah, you can have you get like a donut shop that you can add to your settlements, and like I gotta say, it's pretty nice because like the donuts, each donut gives you a special ability, like it'll boost your strength or something or your charisma, and I actually used one of the donuts in order to pass a speech check. So I gotta say, it's the money well spent. Long story short.
Okay, let me because I don't do the modding on the PlayStation. How much did you pay for that mod?
I didn't really pay for.
You stole it.
I really didn't pay cash. I wish. I wish I was that cool. No, it's you buy points and like you just use those points to purchase the mods. Mm-hmm. It didn't really cost that much. I think like maybe 500 points, and like 1,000 points is like I don't know, like somewhere around there, $5-7.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. It's really it's not much.
That's an interesting.
And again, it's not something I need to get.
Right.
So it in no way hinders my ability to enjoy the game, and that's all I'm asking.
Right. Like that reminds me of like when we were talking about this last week when everyone was dying. I brought up the whole NBA 2K my player points, which are just like that, where you don't need to, do that. You're gonna get to a point where you're able to dunk and shoot 3-pointers really, really well. But I wanted to start off shooting okay.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, but like when it comes to microtransactions, I think in this game, and again, I'm putting Rockstar on a super high pedestal here, and I understand that I'm doing that. With how they handle everything, like especially in Grand Theft Auto 5, the only like real transaction you can have is basically buying those points to equate to money in the game, and then with that money you can go do whatever the hell you want with it.
Yeah, that one's still shady to me. We've had this conversation before, and I still say that it's shady, and it will never not be shady to me because it's like you need that money in order to buy certain things in the game. Yeah, but you're paying to progress in the game, and that's not cool. That's a bad microtransaction as far as I'm concerned.
I must be saying it wrong because it's not you don't need to buy that money. You can earn the same money by doing other things. So like if anything, the modding one is if you're saying, holier than thou, I actually think the modding thing is probably the worst out of all of it because there's no way for me to unlock that donut thing that you got.
Yeah,
I can still play the game. You don't need anything in that game. You can go find a pistol on the side of the road and still play.
Let me put it to you this way: when you're doing a quest, are there any quests that have a monetary goal? Like you have to, because like I know I know that there are some games, even Grand Theft Auto games, where you can't progress in the game until you reach a certain amount of money. Like you have to get like $1 million before you can buy that mansion in Vice City.
Story mode, yes. Online, no.
Okay, well, that's kind of
pickle me.
That's kind of a problem. That is kind of a problem because like if there's a situation where you have to have that money, then you need that money to progress.
Mm-hmm.
And if like the best way to do that is to just pay for it.
Oh no! You can't pay for it in the main story mode that way. It's a story. Okay, well, I should have said no because it's a part of the story. You need money to go do this, but you don't have that money yet, so you have a few options. You can either go hit up a jewelry store, go bust a Hell's Angel thing, or some other nonsense, and then you can go do this thing. So I answered you incorrectly.
Okay.
My bad.
I don't know. I don't want to talk about microtransactions anymore.
Okay. But
I'm so done with this topic. It's like here's the short answer that I'm going to give every time I'm confronted with it. If I have to pay money to progress in the game on any level, even if it's just like, well, you could go back to the game, spend countless hours of your life grinding and grinding and grinding on the exact same mission over and over again, or you could pay money to buy your way forward. It's still a bad microtransaction. I'm not going to buy a game that has that in it.
Okay. All right. Real quick, I refuse to let the Red Dead Redemption 2 picture go on that note, but
okay.
What are you most hopeful for in this game?
That it doesn't have the type of microtransaction that I just described. Literally, that's all it has to do.
Seriously?
That's literally all it has to do to get me interested. Because, as I said, I had a hell of a good time playing the previous Red Dead game.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see why this would be terrible. I mean, obviously, I'm going to either watch somebody play it first and see if it's my cup of tea, or rent it and play it for a little while, and then make my decision on whether or not I'm going to purchase it.
Okay.
I'm not going to buy it outright, though.
I really don't have a wish for this one, but I have a theory, and I can't say the theory because it completely ruins the game, and I don't want to do that to you. So I'll say this: I want to be able to derail the train.
Okay.
This time, it's to that point. I want to be able to derail that train. If I'm like sitting there and robbing a train, I want to be able to sit there and derail it. Like, just be a complete a-hole.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. I think that's what every little boy wants.
Yeah. Right.
Speaking of what every little boy wants, I've always wanted to be a superhero.
Ooh.
And sometimes, if I'm being honest with myself, I find myself wanting to be the supervillain, or at least, in this case, an anti-hero. No doubt you folks out there have seen this trailer by now. I saw it, and I just don't really know what to think. I never really thought Venom was a strong enough, at least as I remember him, I never considered him a strong enough character to function on his own. Like that just looks kind of goofy to me.
I don't know if you're talking about my face or...
I'm watching the trailer unfold, and where he starts going into that fit, it just looks kind of funny to me.
Oh.
We have not seen a single shot of the Venom. However, I'm making this prediction. I told Couchman this the other day when I first saw this trailer. In this movie, we are going to see Venom full suit no more than 3 times. We are not going to see the Venom suit any more than that. Any more than that would be a miracle.
I tend to agree with you on that, and I hate saying that, but I tend to agree with you. Let me ask you this question.
Shoot.
Because this is the real big thing, and your reaction is actually what a lot of people's reaction is to this trailer. Is it some people find it very disappointing, then other people find it brilliant, and that reason is that you don't see Venom. So my question to you, was it a good call for them not to show Venom in this trailer?
I think it depends on how well they did the Venom character. That's good. How good he looks is going to determine whether or not this was a smart move. Because now people's expectations are going to be going through the roof. You know, it's like, oh man, they don't want to show it yet. It must look awesome, or at least that would be me. 20 years ago. 20 years ago, that would be me. Like, oh man, they're not showing it yet. It must be really awesome. I can't wait to see it. Mm-hmm. And that would be the whole reason I would go to see this movie, because I would want to see how Venom looks in real life.
Right. No.
That's the draw for this kind of movie. I would not give two dog turds about the actual story. Speaking purely from a kid's perspective.
Right.
Present day, sure. I want to find out more about this guy. It's like, what did they do to make him his own standalone character? What liberties did they take with the story, which I am inevitably going to criticize heavily.
I was gonna say, what plot points are we gonna sit there and bitch about on this channel? But I follow. Well, it's. You are a master of this. You sit on that fence pole really nice. You sit on that fence pole because I asked you a very, I asked you a question of like, do you think it was good or bad? And you were just like, well, I don't know, but if I'm here, I think, the end result is my expectation is through the roof now for this. I think it's brilliant, and I think it's brilliant because of that. Because right now, like, Sony has to understand. Okay, yeah, I get it. This is the same Sony studio that gave you the two amazing Spider-Mans and Spider-Man 3, which they already screwed up Venom once. Sony screwed up Venom once already.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish your thought.
But this is my other thing. When was the last time a company screwed up a superhero and then next showing out, it was amazing? That was Deadpool. Deadpool was done so bad the first time where they sat there and shut his mouth in Wolverine Origins. Don't tell me people don't love Deadpool right now. You can't there's no arguing against that. Do I think it's going to be that good? No. Do I think what we're looking at right now is going to be on the screen? I'm not going to. I guarantee you, this is what
I would love it if it was.
Oh, I'm all nipply thinking of it. Because I'm not going to lie, this, even more so than Spider-Man, like, I was the 5, 6, 7-year-old who sat there and, like, all of his buddies were like, I pretend I'm Spider-Man. I'm like, pretend we're Venom.
Oh, absolutely.
Because he was so cool. And I know we bag on the 90s all the time. He is such a 90s character.
He really is.
Oh, he's all the worst and best parts of the 90s smashed together, and I love him oh so much. I say we see his giant tongue more than we see him. where it goes out and grabs somebody by the neck and yanks them in the darkness, because that's the thing. I want this to be a scary movie. I want this to be treated like a slasher film. That's almost what I want. Like, hell, even going back with the whole horror movie. Go back to the first Friday the 13th. You never saw Jason until he popped up at the end, and it's still a masterpiece. I think this has a real potential of being great
All right, let me
if
ask.
they do it, if they show them 3 to 4 times.
Oh, okay. I was. That answers the question I was just
What
about
was
to
what
ask.
was what was the
Which
question?
was, how many times would you want to actually see Venom in the movie? You just said three or four times.
Full Venom suit. Okay, let me put it to you this way. I need to see Eddie Brock use partial symbiote powers. Be that a web, be that, the symbiote taking over or tendrils or something. I need to see that throughout the entire movie. Nearly the entire movie. If they do it that way, you can show me full Venom, and I mean that Venom that is on the screen one time, and I would be happy. But I need to see that one-time Venom for
Oh God.
a good 20 minutes.
I see.
Now I'm putting like a time limit there. I want to see Venom. He can transform into Venom once for a good 20 minutes, because I guarantee. How much do you want to bet that there's he technically transforms, but the camera hard turns left and it's a lightning storm, and you see like a shadow of Eddie Brock, and then another lightning strike, and then it's full blown Venom. But it's all shadow.
Once again, I'm going to put myself in the shoes of my younger self, which is honestly where I
need
think,
to make a poopy.
After that, I'm watching this movie, and if I only ever see Venom once, I would be super pissed.
Yeah, I understand that.
Kid me would absolutely dump all over this movie if I only got to see Venom once in full suit. And if he is in full suit that one time, he better be phenomenal. He better rock my world with how awesome he looks, how exactly like the comic book character he looks. And here's the thing. Why are we so obsessed with CG, and yet in instances like this, where CG would be most well-suited,
Right.
we don't take full advantage of it? We only use it for generating fart clouds or fake mustaches. We can never seem to utilize it to its full potential, generating a wild and crazy character like Venom. So I'm offering this to you. If you want to please the kids in the audience, which I know you do, you may rate this movie R, but you know who your target demographic really is.
Me.
Let's not mince words here. You want the kids in the audience to be losing their freaking minds, because yes, they're going to see this. It doesn't matter if you rate it R. Doesn't matter if there's a topless scene in it. Whatever. They're going to see it. I can guarantee you that. You better have Venom in there at least 3 times, full suit. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say I don't want to see Eddie Brock until the end of the damn movie.
Oh.
He better be Eddie Brock in the beginning, and then after that, after he becomes Venom, that's it. He's Venom for the long haul. And then at the end, finally he goes back to being Eddie Brock, and he's like, okay, I got a better control of it now. That's the story.
Can I try to piss you off here?
Sure, go for it. I love being pissed off.
Okay. Here's my scenario. This just in. I just have with me right now the complete script, as you can hear. You hear that? That's the script of the Venom movie.
A lot of doo-doo smears on there.
Yeah. Okay. Venom shows up in the movie quite often, but because it is a separate, air quotation, universe, he does not have the iconic white spider on his chest. He is just a giant black hulking lizard-looking monster with no white spider. Would that piss you off?
Kid me? Absolutely. The kid version of me would be pissed. He would be immediately demanding to know, where is the cock-a-doodie spider? It has to be there. Like, everything has to be perfect. Listen, when you're a kid, you've got school, you've got bullies, you've got just personal issues that you're dealing with. This is the only thing you have to look forward to. So when some piece of crap corporate mogul decides that for legal BS he can't put he can't be bothered to put the spider logo on Venom, that's gonna hack me off big time. It's like, listen, I have this, and then I gotta go back to my crummy life of homework and bullies and all that childhood strife.
I will switch places with you anytime you want, kid. Okay.
Well, you know, kids don't know. Kids don't know that it only gets worse from there.
Yeah, seriously, kids. You know when your parents say, "Hey, it gets better." No, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm purely talking from the childhood version of myself. Adult me would be a little miffed, but it's like, okay, I kind of understand. If Spider-Man's not in this, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for him to not have the spider logo on him.
Okay. Can I blow your mind now?
Sure, go ahead.
There are going to be teens that go see this movie that this will be the first time they are introduced to Venom as Eddie Brock. Because for the last, I want to say since the early since 2008, yeah, a decade, for a decade, Venom has been Agent Venom, and that has been Flash Thompson. And it looks completely different from this.
Yeah, you know something. They're probably looking for the Flash Thompson Venom.
When you say kids, that is what they're going to be looking for. They're going to look for Flash Thompson Venom. They don't know who Eddie Brock. They don't know who We Are Venom is.
In which case, I'm going to say, go ahead and fulfill their expectations because it's too late for us.
It's too late for us, kids. Run.
We've had our chance, and you guys just let us down over and over again. And the least you can do is make it better for the next generation.
Right.
So if they want to see Flash Thompson Venom, by God, give them Flash Thompson Venom.
Which wouldn't be half bad.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I wouldn't be bothered by it.
Did you catch any of those? The Flash Thompson?
No. My primary exposure was most 90s kids, the animated TV series that came on. That was my primary exposure to Spider-Man.
You want to hear an interesting fact about that?
Sure, go right ahead.
Spider-Man only threw 5 punches in that entire series.
You know what? I admire a man who realizes violence is not always the answer.
Right.
Just kidding. That's total BS. Violence solves everything.
That's why I like the Venom.
That's right. But you know, speaking of putting yourself in the shoes of someone else, like I like to put myself in the shoes of like the younger version of me, and I base my experience on these movies because it's like these movies appealed to that version of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And not just me, but also just kids in general. Right. There is another movie which I sort of have to step outside of myself in order to fully curate, and that movie being the latest trailer for yet another Disney cash-in on the Star Wars franchise.
Cha-ching, baby.
Yep, cha-ching. Now, I'm going to go ahead and let this cycle through, and when it comes back, I want to sort of, so that you out there, if maybe you haven't seen this, have a full appreciation of what it is that I'm going through on this. Because, first of all, I'll tell you, it's not the poor, pitiful Star Wars fan routine. All right, well, look, I'm not asking for any sympathy on that. I get it. You're sick of hearing us talk about how it's not like the original Star Wars. I totally get it. That's fine. You know, it's like you don't have to agree with my opinion on this any more than I have to agree with yours. But to just so that we're clear, it's not like the old Star Wars. I'm gonna throw that out there one last time. As for this movie, well, I mean, just look at this trailer. Look at all the highfalutin action. Look at the cute babes and the robot, and just imagine you've never ever once heard of Star Wars. That's the position I'm putting myself in right now. If I had never even once in my life heard of Star Wars and I saw this, dude, I'd be all in.
I was gonna say that. I was like, now that you put it that way, yeah, no, you buy 5 tickets to see this.
If I didn't know what Star Wars was, this would look like the coolest damn thing in the world to me. I mean, look at that! Look at that! Look at all that action! Look at the explosions! Look at the future car!
Look at the future!
And that looks really good.
Yeah, this
sweeping
looks
landscape.
Stupid good.
Whoa, what is that, a spaceship? What kind of spaceship is that? I've never seen anything like that. Holy crap. Is that an alien planet? Really cool.
Is that Woody Harrelson? That's weird. Cool.
Whoa, what's that guy? Oh, man. And look at that robot, so cool. Yeah, if I didn't know what Star Wars was, I'd think this looked like the coolest damn thing in the world. You wouldn't be able to stop me from getting to the theater. And that guy looked really cool.
How dare you?
What?
Use, rational, common sense while talking about the new Solo trailer. All right? You gotta stop that. Being rational.
Yeah, I gotta go back to being
Come on. It's the internet, dang it.
I gotta be back to a ranting, whiny nerd. Yeah, that's.
I'm gonna hit you real hard in the noon ads, and then you're gonna tell me what you really think.
Maybe that. Oh yeah, the giant tentacle monster. I'm like, whoa! Oh my god, it's so huge. There's no way they're gonna be able to fight that thing.
Right.
Yeah. So there.
Oh, that freaking shot was amazing.
Yeah. No.
I'm sorry.
There's a lot of beautiful, just breathtaking imagery taking place here. That said, I do know what Star Wars is. I know Star Wars. I love Star Wars. I'm not even remotely interested in seeing this. I think I would rather...
See you next week, kids.
I think I would rather just stay home. I'm not as a Star Wars fan. I'm not even remotely interested. But taking myself outside of that, it looks like it's going to be fun. So for you folks out there who are looking for this kind of thing, I hope it gives you everything you want.
Oh.
What?
Why? Why? Like, I should have seen it coming. You gave so much hope. You were the chosen one. And you just threw it all away. I had the high ground. What do you mean? Like, what type of sin is this committing?
Well, I mean, for one thing, it's
okay, he's super skinny.
It's another prequel movie.
But it's a Han Solo.
So what?
It is, hold up, it is this amazing man's prequel movie.
But here's the thing.
And how dare you use that word? It's called an origin story.
We already got his story. We got his full story in the original Star Wars trilogy.
But haven't you ever asked yourself, what really happened on the Kessel Run? Because that has to be what this is.
He beat it in less than 12 parsecs.
But don't you want to know exactly what that means?
No, honestly, it just means it means the fastest time. Do I need to see the Kessel Run? I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe in a video game where I actually play the Kessel Run.
Oh, boo, boo, boo.
But I don't need a whole movie based around that, and I highly doubt that that's going to be the whole premise of the movie. But this is supposed to be a movie about the young Han Solo. I got news for you. He was the young Han Solo in the first movie. He was a very young man back then. And his character was supposed to be very young. And he was a bad boy. And he went through his little trials and tribulations, and he rounded out as a character. That's called storytelling, children. So what we have here is a retelling of an already existing story, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I said, I deeply, deeply love the Star Wars Clone Wars series. Not because I think of it as canon with the actual trilogy, but because I think of it as a what-if concept. And as far as what-if concepts go, it's pretty damn good.
Wait, but it totally is part of the trilogy. What are you talking about?
What, the Clone Wars series or this?
The Clone Wars series.
Not if you're a fan like me. It's non-canon as far as I'm concerned. The original.
Oh, are you talking Disney non-canon now?
I'm just talking. Look, I'm of the mind that it's the original 3 movies and that's it. There's nothing outside of that. That's my mindset as far as canon goes. But I can step outside of that and say, hey, what if this happened? What if this was the origin story? I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool.
So you're not willing to do this with this. You're not willing to say, what if this was Han Solo's origin story?
Maybe if it didn't feel like such a cheap cash grab. Because I got to be honest, you want to know the first thing that came to my head when this trailer started running with its rock music and electro synth stuff?
I don't even remember that.
Freaking Guardians of the Galaxy. And if you rewatch the second movie, the first one's still okay, but if you rewatch the second movie, that movie was garbage. Like, it does not hold up to multiple viewings.
I will say this: you need to get over Guardians of the Galaxy.
I'm sorry, I was so surprised by how quickly the honeymoon ended when I watched that movie a second time.
How quickly the honeymoon ended.
It's like waking up from a week-long bender. It's like, oh dear God, what have I done with my life?
I mean, but my goodness, I mean, this is the other thing. I'm sorry, I could not hear anything over the freaking ecstatic scream that my crotchal region was producing. So, like, I don't remember. I couldn't even tell you what, like, Han Solo said. He could have been like, get off my plane. And, like, I totally missed it, right? But, like, This is something I've wanted. I love Han Solo. I love the Sith. I love the rapscallion smuggler known as Han Solo. And this is why I love it, and this is why it needs to be good, because the obvious next step to this is effing Boba Fett, my favorite character. Alright, so this needs to be good. I need you to believe in this movie. It's like Tinkerbell, okay? If it's not good, it's...
Hang on a second. Why does this movie need to be good in order for the Boba Fett movie to be good?
Because it gives me hope. You want to know what? To be honest, why this needs to be good, so they will think about making the Boba Fett movie, or they will actually make it, is because if this does bad, they're going to sit there and say, okay, single characters don't sell. Let's do another Rogue One.
I'm pretty sure this is going to do okay.
Oh no, this will do fine. This will do.
So I wouldn't worry about that. Don't let my negativity discourage you from either seeing this yourself or holding out hope for that Boba Fett movie that we've all sort of been hoping for. Now, I mean, there's a movie that actually has more business being made than a Han Solo movie. We literally know nothing about Boba Fett beyond what we see, beyond the extended universe stuff. Like I said, I don't count that as canon. Right. So if I don't know anything about that, that's because I don't care about that. I got the first 3 movies. I'm good.
Well, you should care.
Yeah, well, something. I've had just about enough people telling me what I should be into, what I should care about. First 3 movies, that's it. I would, and maybe I'll sometimes take a look at the other movies. Frankly, I didn't think Rogue One is as good as everyone says it is.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that the Boba Fett movie can't happen, and the Boba Fett movie could totally kick ass. And gosh, that'd be great if it did.
I feel weird when it comes to this, because I understand where you're coming from. And I can with where you're coming from, and I can also understand I truly believe, under all your machismo and all your pure hatred of everything fun, you truly hope that the trilogy that we're in right now, the finale is so good that it just ties the entire thing together, and we can finally have 6 really good Star Wars movies. I think in everybody's mind, that's what everyone's kind of hoping.
I don't think I ever actually hid that from being the case.
No, you never did. Did.
If I didn't make that clear, let me go ahead and make it clear now. I hope that that's the case. I hope that this third Star Wars movie in this current trilogy just completely brings it all together and makes me go, oh, okay, so that's why we needed blue titty milk monsters and a really big, long, unnecessary scene on a casino planet. That's why we needed it, because this movie. And I'm open to it. Really, right. I am.
No, but this is my issue. I'm not one of those fans. I'm the fan that sat there and said, I really don't care for 3 more of the Star Wars of the Skywalker story. I don't like Jedis.
I'm actually glad you brought this up.
So like me, I like
Jedis.
Yeah, I don't like Jedis whatsoever, but like,
which means that you have no business watching Star Wars.
No, which means I have every single business to be super excited for Star Wars stories. Because the Rogue One promised me the only dude that's going to sit there and have a... Well, they didn't even promise me that. They sat there and said, just normal people. It's just normal people with guns. It's physically Star Wars.
You look at just normal people every day.
But it's Star Wars.
But it's not really. The Jedi are part and parcel with the Star Wars saga.
I don't need space wizards.
Saying you don't want Star Wars, don't want Jedis in your Star Wars movie is like saying I don't want Chinese food when you go to a Chinese restaurant.
Okay, I 100% agree with that, but this is what I'm saying. Where a lot of people have sat there and said, hey, my favorite part of Star Wars was the Jedis. Luke Skywalker was amazing. Ben Kenobi's awesome. Yoda's amazing. And, you place anybody here. I was, holy crap, all I want to be is Han Solo. Or, holy crap, all I want to be is freaking Boba Fett. Because those guys were the coolest things to me ever. So when you're telling me those types of characters are going to get more love in this universe that it only seems to care about, like, that's why prequels, it's not the only reason, but the Jedis in the prequels, like, the prequels did so much wrong to the Jedis because it wasn't this, like, 2-person mystical thing. It was basically you could throw a dead cat on a planet and you could find a Jedi.
Yeah. Can we get that trailer again?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I feel like this should be playing over your impassioned speech about why we need more characters that aren't Jedi in a Jedi story. A mythos built around the Jedi.
Oh no, it's completely built around the Jedi, but like, that's my thing. That's what this film isn't. It's a Star Wars story. It's a war story. The Jedis were just like, that's the equivalent of saying like, hey, World War II or the Vietnam War was all about the Green Berets. Like, they were a really cool part of it. They trained a lot and they had a lot more things going on with everything else. But like, boots, and I hate using this term because of Call of Duty now, but I like how boots on the ground this looks. That's why I truly thought Rogue One was going to be my favorite Star Wars movie ever because of how much boots on the ground it was. Unfortunately, it was not a good movie. I think there was a good story there. I don't think they did it correctly. And also, I can't be overly mad for some of the coolest Darth Vader scenes ever in a film. So, I can't be too angry at that movie. This looks like it knows what it's going to be.
It looks like it's going to be a very, very high-octane action movie filled with lots of cool special effects, creatures, and robots. And if that's your thing, I think
Welcome to Star Wars.
I feel like that's going to be that's going to be right up your alley. I don't think it's going to have much in the way of Jedi, which again,
no.
Again, that's like ordering a cheeseburger at a Chinese restaurant. But hey, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Because like I said, the fans like me, our time is over. Nobody gives a damn what we think. They never did, and we're never going to get what we want. So I kind of want to bring this Star Wars bus to a halt here, because like Star Wars is so complex that you can spend entire months dissecting it and still never really get to the crux of it. So I want to close this discussion with this much. I think that it's going to be great for the people who want it to be great. However, I would like to pose this thought. This is going to be your thing to take home with you, your homework, if you will.
So this is your Chinese takeout?
This is the takeout portion of the meal. Why is it that we feel it's necessary to please everyone? Why must one concept be devoted to pleasing absolutely everyone by including the stories about the characters that really are not the central focus of the story? You know, it's like making The Legend of Zelda a first-person shooter. You know, it's like oh well, we got to get the first-person shooter crowd is making him big money, so we got to please them. From a business standpoint, I understand. From a storytelling standpoint, I don't. It's not necessary for one mythology to carry every single concept. I think especially in the case of Star Wars, it might be good to know your limits.
Can you do me a favor? Can you ask that question again?
Ask what question?
The question that
why
started.
Why it's so important to please absolutely everyone?
Because of the money. I didn't want to interrupt you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think of things sometimes. But
well, speaking of being thoughtful, we need to get to this because if we don't get to this now, we never will.
Yeah, crap.
I'm going to go ahead and. Twitch has decided to up its game in terms of guidelines on how you operate. They plan to enact new, stricter guidelines for content creators starting Monday of next week. They've offered an explanation to it. Here are some quotes I pulled from them. Harassment conduct. We will now consider verifiable, hateful, or harassing conduct that takes place off Twitch when making moderation decisions for actions that occur on Twitch. Meaning like social media, things like that. If you use other services to direct hate or harassment towards someone on Twitch, we will consider it a violation of Twitch's policies. I got to make an aside here to say that I actually am following someone on Twitter who was actually just talking about how there's this fellow who is excuse me, using Discord to spam her chat with all kinds of hate messages, being absolutely vile and loathsome and just completely toxic, and certainly not the kind of person we'd want around here. So I can kind of see what they're getting at here, although it's kind of easy to interpret it as, oh, so you guys are just going to be spying on me now, stalking me, looking at all my stuff, and you know, maybe to some extent they are. And I'm not for or against this, by the way. I'm sort of just waiting to see where the other shoe's going to fall. As far as this at this point, you brought up the spying. I don't mean to interrupt you. I was nice once. I can interrupt you now. When it comes to like spying on us and everything else, no, F that. I want people watching us. I don't care. Think about there's people that don't talk in the chat. Right, they just lurk.
Yeah, they lurk, and please lurk. Please chat with us. Please do whatever. Just watch us. You could, hell, if you just love the new logo and everything else, mute us for all I care. Just stay on it for a hot, 10, 15 minutes. That'd mean the world to us. No, I want people watching, and I kind of hate saying it because I am, believe you me, I'm a stark Howard Stern fan, and I'm like, yeah, Wild West. Let's be the pirates of this. There's too many damn pirates. There's too many. There's too many outlaws out here where it's not cool anymore.
Yeah, it's kind of like everybody and their brother is like, oh, I'm going to be the filthiest podcaster on the internet.
Right.
You know, hey, just personal preference. I want to try to be as clean as I can. I mean, I'm still gonna cuss every now and then. Something's gonna slip out. I'm only human.
Right.
But just a personal preference, because like, can I give you folks a piece of advice? You sound stupider when you cuss. It's just a fact. Don't kid yourself. Don't listen to those stupid Facebook research polls that say, well, it turns out people who swear are actually have genius IQs. BS. Even if that's true, that's not what people who are looking to hire you think. That's not what people who are having a conversation with you think. So you're just going to have to deal with having to maybe clean up your language just a little bit if you want to make a good impression. That said, we have more of this quote. I'm going to go ahead and go back to it. This quote from this quote from Twitch. We are also updating our moderation framework to pay close attention to the context and intent, in addition to the words or actions used. Please remember, even if you're just joking with your friends, you're still choosing to stream on a service that reaches a large audience. So, I actually have a couple of friends who are Twitch streamers, and they tend to get pretty bawdy. Let's just say they make a lot of jokes, some of which, I mean, like, border on the kind of thing that would really piss off your blue-haired friend. Okay, they're very, very irreverent, but like they all know each other, and they're comfortable with making these jokes with each other on air.
Right.
I think that this might not be so good for them, and I'm going to do my best to advise them in this matter. It's like, maybe you guys want to clean up your act just a little bit, at least till this whole thing gets sorted out. Because like these rules haven't gone into effect just yet.
Okay.
However,
yeah.
I should say that there's a little caveat to that, which I will get into after I read this next quote. Concerning sexual content, it's important that your content is not sexual. This is quotes, by the way. This is important that your content is not sexual in nature. We're updating our moderation framework to review your conduct in its entirety when evaluating if the intent is to be sexually suggestive.
Well, there goes our stuff.
They go on to say, contextual elements such as stream title, like, gone sexual, I guess would be the an example there.
Okay.
Camera angles, so like pointing down at your boobs. Emotes, panels, attire, overlays, and chat moderation. I actually, yet another streamer friend, she has like a little GIF that pops up when you subscribe that shows her jubblies bouncing from side to side.
So showing off her great personality.
She does have a great personality, actually. It's just that she happens to be very va-va-voom, shall we say, and she ain't afraid of...
She has super great personality.
Of flaunting it. Like, you don't actually see anything. It's covered up.
Oh, I hear you.
But, like, that is a factor. Which brings me to the next part of the quote. Attire in gaming streams, most at-home streams, and all profile channel attire should be appropriate for a public street, mall, or restaurant. So, basically, don't be streaming in like your barely there string bikini, and maybe just a regular bikini also. I don't know. The language is kind of vague. Yeah. I got to be honest.
I'm not gonna. Okay, this is my thing. Where you're saying it's vague, I'm kind of following it. And let me ask you this: do you think because obviously our big thing is, hey, we'll get a face cam once we hit what is that 100 because of the beard reveal?
Right. No, yeah.
Yeah. So 100 subs. Geez, that would be fantastic, people. But 100 followers, beard reveal.
Oh, it's actually 80 followers for the beard reveal.
Oh, we're almost there.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Okay, 80. So 80 for the beard. So, like, do you we obviously we don't have a face cam because you don't see our ugly mugs anywhere on this.
You don't need to see it.
No.
There's nothing to see.
And
But
this-
if you want to see it, I will
80.
make my best to accommodate. Yeah.
Right.
Give us those 80
Yeah,
followers.
80. Right.
I will accommodate. I am a host who cares about his patrons.
Yeah, but like seriously, do you think the amount of channels that sit there and use face cam will kind of start dissipating? Do you think more people are going to have the static picture of, just like what we have? Do you think we're ahead of the curve is what I'm saying?
If these rules stay as they are, yes, most likely, I think so. I think that would be the case. Mm-hmm. However, I don't see this. I mean, this is not going to go over well. Obviously, people are going to be. I mean, they're already upset.
Okay.
They're already miffed, particularly the female streamers, who it's basically their livelihood
yeah.
to be sexy on camera. I mean, let's face it. It's not mince words here. A good looking lady on Twitch can make herself a lot of money.
Right.
It's like, hey, more power to you. I wish that could be me. Whatever. The thing is, though, it's like, maybe take this as a sign to up your game a little. It's like you can be attractive and be a great streamer at the same time.
Right. But
I'm not saying I'm in favor of these new rules. I'm simply offering some advice as to how you can maybe make the best of it.
Let me ask you this, and we kind of brought this up already.
All right, but after this, I got to get back to a main point that I sort of got buried here.
So, well, okay, then get to the main point.
Okay, while these rules have not officially gone into effect, they can still delete your videos if they deem the content to be inappropriate. You can actually find this on their media their guidelines page where they spelled this all out. By all means, do your research, do your homework. They will be looking out for inappropriate content, for stuff like I said. I don't really know what it is that you should be looking for because it seems vague to me. Because there are people who find something as simple as a T-shirt offensive because maybe if you're particularly well endowed, the T-shirt only leaves so much to the imagination. There are people who find that offensive.
Yeah, like the Elmo shirt with Katy Perry on Saturday night, or no, the Elmo shirt on Sesame Street. And like, this is the other thing. Okay, she's a very attractive lady, but like, she isn't, as you say, va va voom, as many other women. She just had a very, very nice shirt on.
I'm not sure I follow.
Yeah. Could you draw me a picture? Actually, I can find you one. I can find you several.
Yes, I need several pictures.
Could you put it in a slideshow for? Thank you. But like, no, because I was kind of for this, but once you brought that up, like, and I hate using the word policing, but there has to be something policing this, and I really hope that Twitch has taken a page or learned from YouTube's mistake and not use a program. And that's something I don't think any of us have the ability to go see is this going to be automated or is this going to be handled by humans?
Right now, there's it sort of seems like they're leaving it to you to review your own content and find out what is and isn't acceptable.
Okay.
Using your better judgment. But I think they're actually going to have people looking at it.
I'd rather it be people than a machine.
Yeah, because a machine will just indiscriminately look for tags or whatever and just ban it based on that.
You have more than 3 inches of cleavage. Banned. I'm a man. Ew.
Don't judge me, TwitchBot. Don't body shame me.
You want to know what? That's going to be the test. That's going to be the test. Okay. Have a man do a stream shirtless. See what happens.
I feel like that would probably get banned. I honestly think it would.
Let me ask you this. Do you think that would be banned by a human banning, or what would be more likely of a ban? Would it be a human ban or a machine ban? What do you think?
Let's say I'm a guy who's gotten this job, this nice cushy job at Twitch Studios or whatever. And they put me in charge of looking for videos, and like, okay, we don't want offensive stuff, we don't want nudity. I'm just going to be thinking, well, okay, he's not wearing a shirt. That could be considered offensive. I don't want to lose my job. And all this guy's going to do is complain if I take it down. So, yeah, take it down.
I hear you. I thought I was going to...
I
had a point there.
In my eyes, it would be better to take it down than to deal with the bitter, shrill email about how this offended me and my kid is scarred for life. What's your kid doing watching this stuff?
Hey, you should be watching KTV
Yeah,
every Tuesday, Thursday, and Monday.
KTV, we're working on it.
Oh my God, that is perfect.
That's our catchphrase.
KTV, we're working on it. Oh, thank you. Leave on a high note. We're done. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. So, guys out there, my fellow Twitch streamers, consider yourself warned. Take whatever measures necessary. Like I said, I don't have a stance on it either way because I'm working towards trying to make this a nice, clean broadcast.
Right.
On that note, I want to shift over to another topic, which this one I don't like talking about. Actually, I want to get this one out of the way, and then we can go into the next thing.
Right. It's up there
because it'll. I feel like that conversation will be far more pleasant than this one.
Ooh.
Because oh boy, incoming yet another McMarvel movie. Black Panther. Is it going to be the greatest movie ever? Well, a lot of people on the internet seem to think so. I have been seriously today. I took some time and I just trolled the internet for reviews on the Black Panther movie, which I should not have done, by the way. You should just go watch the movie yourself and draw your own conclusions. That's just a fact of life. Okay, I know we all enjoy a good critic show. I love me some critic shows. I hate everything. I think that guy's genius. I'll freaking watch his channel any day of the week. But really, in actuality, what can really kill a movie is listening to other people's reviews. As it stands, it currently has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, and my previous check, 87% on Metacritic. Nothing to sneeze at. Certainly not perfect, but from what I understand, earlier on, it had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which, that's a bit fishy to me, but I guess that just means that more people weighed in because it's a cumulative score.
Right.
More people decided to weigh in, affecting the score itself. I take the Ben Shapiro approach to rating these movies as far as Rotten Tomatoes is concerned. You sort of subtract 10% from a Marvel movie and add 10% to a DC movie, and that's the real honest score because there is very clearly a Marvel bias.
Wow. Yeah.
Just look at these glowing reviews.
Me and my buddy had a huge conversation of that yesterday. So yeah, go right ahead.
Here's some glowing reviews about the Black Panther movie. Virtually everything that distinguishes Black Panther from past Marvel pictures works to its standalone entry's advantage. Peter DeBruge, Variety magazine, I assume. A jolt of a movie. Black Panther creates wonder with great flair and feeling, partly through something Hollywood rarely dreams of anymore. Myth. That's Manola Dargis, New York Times. You want to know honestly? I could actually kind of get behind this one. because these days it's all about the midichlorians and the nanobots. It's like, let's see some freaking magic, for crying out loud. Enough with the pseudoscience already. Although I'm willing to bet I'm up for some disappointment, because as I understand it,
Lord,
Wakanda is very heavy in its technological development.
Yeah.
But hey, you know, I still want to see it. You know, it's like earlier on, it was just pure enthusiasm. It was like, okay, this looks like it might be kind of cool. I'll go see it. But then I made the mistake of reading the reviews. Here's another one. White people shouldn't be allowed to review Black Panther lest their innate racial bias subconsciously reflect in their reviewing. White people can't be impartial. POC only, please. Tyler Baines Cadbury on Twitter.
7 out of 7. What?
This quote, or this particular tweet, I would love to say that was an isolated incident. Like, that's the only time I saw that particular thought reflected. I went to reviews on the Twitter page of the Black Panther movie. You'd be surprised how many people were writing this thoughts very similar to this. Like, I don't want to, white people shouldn't be allowed to review this movie. White people have no business. I don't want people white-splaining this movie to me. Folks, I can't make this crap up. I lack that capacity. This is honest to goodness a real. This was the top Twitter post that showed up in my search. I didn't even have to look for it.
Ooh. So okay, so what this dude is basically saying is that this is a. So what that guy has just told me is that
I thought
Black Panther is a blaxploitation film.
Blaxploitation.
Thank you.
Yeah, black people only. White people need not apply. I mean, so what you're saying is you don't want white people to, enjoy this movie, even though they might, which might, help further bridge the gap between our two dissident people.
Right.
I hate getting political, but it's like when I see stuff like this, it's like, get out. You're not allowed in here anymore. No more of you people, you political idiots sitting there going on tirades like this, saying that white people shouldn't watch this movie. Are you kidding me? But, something occurs to me. Maybe this is all just, put on your Illuminati hats.
Oh, God.
Maybe this is all just a scam. See, when a white boy like me hears, you shouldn't watch this movie, I'm going to be like, well, the hell with you. You don't get to tell me what movie I get to watch. I'm going to go watch this movie, damn it. What if that's all? It's the Ghostbuster thing all over again. It just get enough people hating each other, yelling and screaming at each other, stir up enough controversy to get them to go to the theater. Just so that they can see.
That could be very, very true, but
I'm just kidding. I'm just sad that I thought he was a fringe kook. I thought he was just like a minority opinion, but there's a surprising number of people out there saying this. Fix yourselves, okay? We want to get along. You're preventing that. Mm-hmm. That's the last I'm going to say on that, because like I said, hate this crap. Absolutely hate it. So when it starts to invade our space of nerd stuff, I tend to get a little get a little defensive.
You see, that's the last word you're gonna say. So let me go.
You go right ahead.
Okay. With that stuff, you want to know what? I am of a very proud people that were very much neglected for a very long time. We have words for ourselves, being an N-word, and we call ourselves nerds. Okay? So this is the issue, right? I think idiots that can't tell me why I'm upset with what the Panther God looks like and why I'm upset with it, they should not be watching that movie. Okay? Because, spoilers, the Panther God is a white panther. But in this movie, he's black. That's my only color issue with this. And not only that, like, oh man, I just don't. This is okay. I understand it, but I find it to be very stupid because it is just one of those things. Why have you made the stance? It's almost the equivalent of why. Oh, who's Gaston's buddy in LeFou or whatever. It's almost like that. We're making him gay. Like, nobody in their right, like, no LGB, gay, lesbian, like, whatever, woke up the next morning after seeing that movie and said, guys, it finally happened. We made LeFou gay. Like, no one gave a shit. I don't give a shit if, believe you me, I don't sit there with a calculator. And again, I'm going to be very honest. You're hearing two white guys just effing bitch about this, right? But me, as a moviegoer, as a nerd, I don't sit there with a calculator saying, okay, there's one white person, there's two white persons, there's three white persons. At the end of the movie, I don't sit there and go, 89% of that movie was white. It was a good movie.
You want to know the thing? You want to know? Here's the thing. I wanted that to be my final word, but you've got me. You got my mind percolating.
Good.
Okay. The only time it matters to me if a character is black is if in the source material, say comic book or novel, he was originally white, and they just changed him to a black guy just to fill out their diversity checklist. It's like, not only is that lazy, hackneyed, stupid, it also does a disservice to the character and the race you're trying to represent. It means that you don't think they're good enough to get their own character, but instead you have to hand them off a character that was originally meant for a white guy. You can't come up with a black character for them to represent? What the hell's wrong with you? By the way, Stan Lee is Jewish. The creator of Black Panther. I don't know if this matters to any of you out there, but it's not. All
right.
Here's yet another thing.
What's his real last name though?
I don't really know. Well, I guess that's the most I know about him.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
because I don't give a shit. Just
right,
like I don't
exactly.
give a shit of a color of anybody's skin.
It doesn't matter. That's the point. You know, it's like, yeah, a Jewish guy came up with this character. You know, it's and like here's another thing. It's not, you know, I know going in that there's going to be some black people in it. I'd have to be pretty damn stupid to go, wait a minute, nobody told me there were going to be black people in this.
How dare you? Wait a Dickens. There's too many Africans on the screen. Why I never. Like, no, you're totally right. I knew you would love that.
You really committed to that character, and I applaud you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh
I like to think I brought the entire world together.
I needed that laugh. I needed that laugh because this was getting way too serious.
Right.
It's like, I'm probably going to see this movie, and I'm going to draw my own conclusions, and like it or not, I'm probably going to offer some critique on it. And with that said, we need to move this along.
Can I just say one last thing about just the movie itself? I 100% agree with you. If you're ever going to go watch a movie, do not read the freaking
the
reviews.
Horrible idea.
Holy crap! This movie, you know, being good, give you a soft R. This movie better fillet me when I get into the theater.
I know people are really giving this movie the oh my god, that's so good.
Yeah, like how many is this movie going like? At this point, if this movie does not cure cancer within the first 15 minutes of itself, it didn't live up to the expectations.
Yeah,
so congratulations, internet. Even if this is a good movie, you have ruined it for me.
Yeah, well, it means all critics out there who reviewed this movie have zero credibility.
Right. I'm sorry.
Speaking of critique, I understand you have something that you'd like me to appraise.
Yes, I need your appraisal on something. Talking about I mean, reboots, remakes, and everything else, and something from our childhoods that we love oh so much. This past weekend, Nickelodeon has released the artwork of a new show called Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And in front of you right now...
What in God's name is that?
And now I'm really upset with how our TV is cracked because...
That was horrible.
That one's kind of the biggest ones for obvious reasons. Wow, way to go from this one topic to the same damn topic with the other thing. But really, I just want to know from you, what do you think? This is the new age teenage. You wanted them back, didn't you? Well, here you go, buddy.
I never.
And you want to know who's gonna bring it to you? Nickelodeon. We got you.
Yeah,
we got your back.
I think the worst thing that ever happened to the Turtles was Nickelodeon getting their hands on them. But honestly, I know I just reacted in that way, but okay. I mean, I see Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael. And Mike, damn, look at the taut, slim, slender, sexy body on Michelangelo. Good Lord. Is that a chick? Did they gender swap Michelangelo?
I'm not sure. They're okay. And I'm sorry. You want to know what? Yeah, I'm a dude and I'm an idiot, right? His chest looks not as large as one would think a should be for that. I don't know.
That's straight. He straight up looks like a chick.
You see that? Oh.
At least from this image
yeah.
that I am currently seeing, it straight up looks like a chick. I mean, either that or I'm gay for turtles. But
I'm gay for turtles. This just in: Kieroneus is gay for turtles.
Freaking Raphael. Jesus, he's a freaking monster.
Yeah, dude. Hold up. Okay, now I just realized he has like. Are those? I'm pointing to his shoulders. You see two little like spikes there.
Yeah, he's got spikes on.
Was that supposed to like? You see how it's slided off? Was that supposed to be the strap, and they just forgot to color it?
No, I think that's his skin.
Yeah,
it's just like a flesh fold.
Is he fat or buff?
I don't want to say like the answer to that is yes.
The answer to that is yes. This is a bad picture of it, but the number one thing that everyone should know, this must be a continuation of the live action Teenage Mutant Ninja show. Because he has batons, not...
He doesn't have Sai?
He doesn't have Sai. He has batons.
Lame.
And not only that, if you notice, Donnie,
Who's that on the hover bike? Is that supposed to be April?
Yes. That is April. And I'm really upset I couldn't find standalone pictures of each of these. Nickelodeon had a huge reveal of it, so I kind of watched that. I actually should have grabbed that like I did the trailers, but I should have grabbed that. Yes, that is April. Yes, she is
Is she a POC?
She is a POC.
It never fails. It never fails. Well, hey. Dust off old reliable. Let's go ahead and put that in. That'll shut the liberals up.
That'll shut the liberals up. But this is okay. That I feel like we've already given our thought on April O'Neil in our previous thing.
I mean, but here's the thing. This doesn't give me much context. It just looks like it's going to be another Turtles show, except the Turtles look more jacked up, which I guess is fine. It can't be any worse than what they did with the Ninja Turtles movie, with friggin' Splinter conveniently finding a ninjutsu book And
Oh, I forgot that.
teaching his giant super mutant sons how to hide like ninjas, even though they can crash through cars and buildings and have super strength. It's like, why do you need to be a ninja at that point?
That's actually a really good point. And they're bulletproof.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, why
long
would they
story
need
short,
to be a
screw that
ninja?
movie. Now, I actually do know a thing or two about this. I know that they're going to be sporting magic powers, which again,
What?
yeah, they're each going to be commanding their own little magic powers.
So, like, is that what this, like, red stuff is?
That's why they got the glowy weapons.
Oh.
And why it kind of looks like Donatello's telekinetic floating over there. You know, it's like, honestly, I'm putting myself in kid me again, bringing myself back down to kid level. I would think that sounds totally awesome. Or radical.
Oh, no.
Totally tubular. Bodacious, dude.
What? See, now I wish I had this full... I'm gonna... Then what the hell are these? So that's magic. This is magic. That is magic.
We're looking at magic. Yes.
Yeah. The like. By the way, if you also notice, oh my God,
Just
Raphael, Michelangelo, Donnie, Leo. Leo only has one giant sai in this one.
A sword, you mean?
Sai.
Leo uses a sword.
Sword, my guy. I'm sitting there and
he uses a katana.
yeah. Well, no, actually, this is technically the first time he's used a katana. The shorter ones are called something else.
Oh, okay.
And because they don't have that bend, it's a straight thing.
All right.
Boom,
Well,
Ninja Turtle.
my point being, really, all they have to do is not screw up the origin story, and you can pretty much you just get carte blanche from there. I'm knocking off points for the race swapping of April. Because as we've already established, that's a stupid hackneyed gimmick of just, our way of shutting the liberals up. So it's like, how about you just put a black character in? I mean, you already did it with Baxter Stockman, which made no sense, but hey, whatever. Black people can be nerdy too. That's whatever. But still, stop race swapping people. Just write a black character. How hard is that? Just come up with a character to put in the story at some point who happens to be black.
Right.
I really don't understand it. And at this point, I just it's not even worth it.
Okay. Now that you brought up, this actually makes a lot more sense because again, there's a video of like them revealing every single turtle in like a better view. Mm-hmm. And they finally went to April O'Neil, and her character, besides having the gender swap, the friggin' race swap, has a almost Green Lantern-esque baseball bat on her shoulder. So, and I always was like, I don't understand that, but now that you bring up magic, that makes sense now. So is she gonna be, instead of being a reporter, because she looks super young?
Well, we've gotten to a certain point in our video games and movies where we no longer want the capture girl to be a thing. So they're just straight up getting right to the point and making her an active member of the party, which, that's fine, I guess. But I mean, here's the thing. It's unavoidable that at some point someone's going to get captured. So really, it's kind of an exercise in futility. I guarantee you, at some point, she's going to get kidnapped.
Oh no, crap!
So it's like, why even bother with that? I don't know. Maybe it's to counteract it, which is whatever. Like I said, the worst sin has already been committed, and I've gotten past that now. And I'm just looking at it as a whole. And frankly, it doesn't bother me too much. I said.
That's not the worst sin.
Oh, really? Oh, boy. Lay it on me.
They have committed the number one sin that has ruined friendships, people. If we are looking at this picture and we're gleaning just from this picture, who would you say the leader of the Teenage Mutant Turtles is?
Being a 90s kid, I would immediately point to Leonardo.
But because of this, who is the leader of this?
Well, at the forefront of the page, we have Raphael.
Who has dual-wielding batons. I will be passing on this very, very hard.
Yeah, I don't know why you put the cool but rude guy in charge of the team. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, no, he's the cool and rude guy. He has to be like, he's the team is so perfect. Like, you have the dude that whatever. The Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, brought to you by Nickelodeon, has already... I refuse to go too deep into this. And this is the problem. You want to know what? Nickelodeon actually put out a really, really good Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon, and that was that CGI thing.
Wasn't that what the Michael Bay movies was based on, though?
No.
Oh.
No.
What was their origin story then?
Michael Bay's?
No, the animated series, the CG one.
Oh no, it was the same thing, Ooze and everything else, because they had a whole season of Ooze, I think.
But like, did they get rid of the Japanese ancestry element? Is what I guess I'm getting at.
No.
Did Omato Yoshi?
Yes.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Okay.
They even brought in. You want to know what they did? They actually brought in stuff from the comics, like the Samurai Bunny.
Oh, okay.
So actually, that was very, very close to the source material.
Oh, man.
And actually, I will say this, the last episode of the previous Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the CGI one, even though it was totally of its time, and it was like, what's really big right now? Oh, Mad Max is huge right now, and we're going to do a dystopian future and blah, blah, blah. It was actually really, really cool. Because it was New York gets hit with a mutagenic bomb, all the humans die off, more mutants come up, all the turtles spread out from each other, and because they got like double dosed, they're able to live super, super old, and Raphael has an awesome green beard. And he has his like vigilante Batman looking suit on the entire time, and he's driving a Mad Maxed out turtle wagon.
That's pretty sweet, actually.
Yeah, it is really cool. Oh, and they all use guns.
Oh man!
And because it's Nickelodeon, it's all laser guns, but still, it's a gun. It's pretty awesome.
Every wound is going to be my arm.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my
really
shoulder,
is.
the thing every villain aims for.
I'll say this: they sat there and they wanted to be brutal with that, because they sat there and gave like the main arch villain dude a robotic arm, and Raph would rip that thing off every single chance he saw. Like that dude. And I'm like, man, if that was a real arm, that dude would just be blood all over the place.
I think that would get annoying. And hey, speaking of annoying, this has been KTV with me, your host Kieroneus, and of course, as always, Couchman. We have had a wonderful time talking to you folks tonight. If you have not seen this, if you didn't get to catch the live broadcast, that's okay. We will be archiving this for posterity. So until
and the
next...
two other ones we did tonight.
Yeah, no, those are going straight to the I don't know, the Patreon rewards thing or whatever. But hey, I tell you what, it's been a rewarding experience. So we will see you next time. This has been KTV. We read the clickbait so that you don't have to. Happy Valentine's Day. We'll see you next time.
Oh, crap.
Later, losers.